Well, I hope that what we are seeing is the return of the negotiators who want to see this deal happen, who have been politically involved in bringing the deal to where it is today, which is very close to a potential resolution with still some issues to be resolved. And therefore, as we said to people during the course of the general election campaign, the best opportunity to get this over the line was to return the negotiating teams that had been there before October the 12th, and indeed even before from the Spanish side also. So I'm hopeful that this is the best possible route to a treaty. It doesn't mean that we will get to a treaty, but it's the best possible way of putting treaty negotiations back on track to a successful negotiation outcome.
Talking about putting them back on track, you said many times we're close to a treaty. How close are we really? And also a resumption of talks. How quickly can we resume those talks? And will we be picking up where we left off?
Well, look, in terms of how close we are, this is how long is a piece of string. We can say we're 80% of the way there, we can say we're 99.9% of the way there. These are just ways of expressing that we are close, that we have few issues left. We are close enough that we all think and are optimistic that we will be able to resolve it, but there could be one final issue left, the 0.001% issue, that might not enable us to get over the line. So it really is quite irrelevant, and it's just for the sake of talking that we talk about the proximity in terms of percentage or otherwise. This really is how long is a piece of string, because what matters is that nothing is agreed until everything is agreed. Rounds will now be set up once the Spanish government is established. Pedro Sanchez has won an election today in the parliament. He'd lost the general election in terms of votes and seats, but he's won the election of what are the members of the parliament to have more than 176. He's sworn in tomorrow by His Majesty the King of Spain as the president. There's a notification going tonight from the Speaker of the Parliament to the Spanish palace for that purpose. There isn't yet a government in Spain. There's no new ministers who have been appointed. Some may or may not repeat in their roles. That we're likely to see after tomorrow's appointment by the King of Pedro Sanchez as the President of Spain, and other rounds will then follow thereafter.
As you say there, Pedro Sanchez has said himself he wants to move swiftly into reinstalling himself and his government and getting it into place. Spain assumed the presidency of Europe at the start of the summer. It's been in limbo for pretty much of that time. It expires at the end of the year. Is this a window that could impact on treaty talks?
Or would it have been asked a more hypothetical question? It is a reality that Spain continues to hold the presidency until the end of the year. That may or may not be the period in which the agreement is finalized. It is not necessary to do it before the end of the year. It would be nice to do it before the end of November. It'd be nice to do it before Christmas. It'd be nice to do it before the end of the year. It'd be nice to do it before Easter. But none of that nice is relevant. What matters is doing the right deal at the right time. And the time is as soon as possible, and the right deal is one that is safe and secure and doesn't impact British sovereignty in any way, shape or form.